Hello everybody and welcome to my vlogging series. My name is VSDA100 and this is where I vlog about gaming industry, gaming news, movie news and even anime, sometimes even reviewing. We're going to start off with gaming news. Obviously everyone's more interested in that, obviously. And starting off with some sad news is Nintendo CEO Mr. Iwata, president of Nintendo for over a decade, passed away this week. Age 55 from cancer. He'd been battling cancer, and it was his reason for not being at last year's E3. So that's very sad news here to start off with. He started off Nintendo in the 1980s with as a programmer. Later becoming president in 2000, I believe. No, director in 2000. 2002 became president. You know, he oversaw the 3DS, the Wii, and the Wii U in some of his most successful times. He's been quoted as saying, "On my business card, it says CEO of Nintendo. In my head, I am a programmer, but in his heart, he is a gamer. I am a gamer." And that's very nice to hear from someone in power. That's what we want: more gamers in control, not just someone for paycheck to paycheck. So it was nice to you know, it's a nice quote from him. You know, to illustrate his passion. Now, the only little concern is that hopefully, well, with a new director or what have you coming in, hopefully Nintendo doesn't go back even further into the Stone Age where they were very much more closed off. I mean, we're just trying to get them out, bring them out themselves now. So I hope, hopefully, they don't go back into that era. You know what I mean? With their YouTube policy being as it is. Which I don't agree on. I don't play a lot of Nintendo games, but I remember them and respect what they are. This is one man, yes, but the company still stands. But what have you? You know, I don't believe any gamer realistically. You know, if you agree with the policies, you don't really hate them. You know what I mean? This is a sad incident. So sorry to start off news in such a sad note. Further sad news is the voice actor who plays Snake in Metal Gear Solid, the Japanese voice actor, I should say. Says Kojima Productions has disbanded, but he quotes, "But the work we have done or have started is almost complete, but Metal Gear Solid is immortal." So obviously Kojima Productions closing down now and disbanded, as it were, but the Metal Gear series will live on, as long as there's a fan base, of course. You know, had that given. So, and he also claims that this last one that they've made is a masterpiece. I hope Kojima himself, Hideo Kojima, kicks on and makes his own production studio or whatever, you know, whatever he's doing in the future. It's going to be a success. As fans of Metal Gear Solid, I'm sure we're going to follow him anywhere and see what he does next. You know, there's no doubt about that. Gears of War, the Coalition Studio, this week has delivered the news that they are only actually remaking one game. The first one, which is odd. Now, I originally thought that the Gears of War Collection Ultimate Edition was going to be just a HD standard thing, to a point. Well, that's what I was expecting. You know, that's the way it normally is these days, isn't it? Just HD remakes. But apparently, they've remade the whole of the first game. Now, looking at Halo series, they remade apparently all of them. You know what I mean? But they're probably a bigger studio, had longer time. I don't know. But they said due to the timing and the resources, they would need a much bigger team, and this is their first attempt. So, you know, the first game took 16 to 18 months to redo, you know, to remake, which is kind of a bit odd, I have to say, because yes, it would take time, I agree with that, but when considering the fact that when you start off with 1 year to make a game like Assassin's Creed or whatever that is, you know, they start from scratch. So you'd assume with a game we've already implemented the storyboard, you know, drawings and characters, all they'd have to do is, you know, remodel them. But hey, I'm not a programmer or anything, so I don't know how complicated the process is. But again, they had less people. It's a small studio, and it is their first attempt. So, you know, that's just the way it goes. They also announced the Xbox One bundle as well has been released, all in all, by the Xbox One and the game with it, which a bit of interest to me because I will eventually be picking up an Xbox One. I believe there's not a lot of gaming news, to be honest with you. this week, or at least not that I'm parried to. I'm gonna have to move on to movie news. But there's some the Batman Superman trailer dropped. I'm not gonna say anything on that, other than the fact that it's fucking epic, and you can see my reaction video on my channel if you're interested. I am planning on doing a Suicide Squad reaction one that was released as well. It was leaked and then they actually released the official one, so I'm looking forward to doing a reaction video to that as well and giving you my thoughts and opinions. Next up we have Quentin Tarantino saying about Kill Bill 3. Never say never. Uma Thurman wants to do it, and the possible plot line is that the daughter of I think it was Black Mamba, who Uma Thurman killed in her kitchen in the first one, is her daughter sees that in the original movie, maybe wants revenge, and this is a possible plot. So Quentin Tarantino saying it might happen if that is they're talking about it, or every now and again they go over it a little bit, they have a little bit of chit chat about it. I like the first movie, the second one not so much, but I would love to see a third one. It's the original one's an absolute brilliant film. Dipping into that franchise a little bit, do I really want to see one? It would be good, but to be honest with you, I'm not crying for it, but hey, whatever, I'm happy with the original. So, another movie they're planning on rebooting, or they're not sure if it's a third installment or a reboot entirely, Blade. Wesley Snipes says he's been in talks at Comic Con. This came out, in talks with the studio. I can't remember who it is, damn it, but I'm not sure, again, advanced talks whether they're going to make a third one. He wants to make a third one in 2007, 2008, or was talking about it back then, but to be honest with you, I kind of have two feelings on this. I love the original Blade. The second one, meh, wasn't all that good to me. I didn't really, it was alright, but it wasn't the best. I prefer the original kind of thing, but 9 out of 10, always the original movie is always the best anyway. I'm not crying out for a Blade remake or a Blade, a third installment. I think Wesley Snipes might be a bit old, I don't know. Again, they're bored out of their minds and they're trying to think of something to come up with, so they're trying to go for successful, brands and bring them back, as it were. Again, hit and miss. I don't really know or care for the Blade. It'd be interesting to see, but at the same time, I'm not crying for it. Going back to Batman, I know there's been a lot of Batman talk this week. I've been tweeting about it, posting pictures, etc., etc. But this one is the animated series, or an animated movie is being made, possibly next year. They've already announced, actually, Batman: The Killing Joke. This is a graphic novel, and if it sticks to the original story in the animated movie, it will be Batman has to save Barbara Gordon from the Joker. So, I'll be honest with you, with all the Batman stuff going on and everything, and they're coming out kind of like, 2016 anyway, and I'm kind of like, I want to get a new fix of these two recent movies coming out. I'm definitely just going to pick up the Killing Joke animated movie as soon as it comes out. I can't wait to see that. That won't be in movie theaters, obviously, but whenever it pops up, it comes out before 2016, the movies and everything. I'm going to buy that to get my fix. I need my fix of Batman. You know what I mean? Now, last up, and finally, last up, I've got to say. This one's a little bit controversial for me. It pisses me off as a fan. Ghostbusters cast photo was released. I've got to be honest with you, the Ghostbusters all-female cast does not really interest me at all. It actually, it's like more done like as a gimmick for feminists or some kind of thing. That's what a lot of people are saying about feminists. I don't really get into all that kind of drama. I've got no problem with women doing whatever they do. Being whatever. I have no. Hell. Harley Quinn and all that, like, damn, I'm not against females being in movies, or, etc., etc., playing whatever roles. My one problem is, as someone who watched the original Ghostbusters in I don't know when it was, I was a kid, I didn't really understand too much of it. It was fun, it was, all this, that and the other, and as a fan, of the cartoon series and everything, I want to see this franchise come back, Bill Murray being the original cast member, etc., etc. Even if they rebooted it and just did like totally new characters kind of thing, in terms of new cast, obviously it would have to be a whole new cast of male actors doing it, I would like to have seen it portrayed up to date kind of thing. The fact that they've gone with females, kind of, to me, again, is gimmicky, and it's more like we've got to say a little bit politically correct, and let's put females as a cast. It doesn't really work for me. Again, if you want to make a movie with all female casting, you go ahead, you make 20 of them, I wouldn't care. But when you take a franchise, a loved franchise with history there, you are, it's got a premise and an expectation, and then you just kind of shit all over it because you want to put some kind of weak plot twist on it, or a gimmick on it rather. It doesn't really work. Also, I was speaking to my friend about this as well, and I've got to say, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, female humor doesn't work for me. I wouldn't say I don't understand it. I would say that it can be weak in many ways for me. Again, that's just my opinion. I mean, I look at like the Charlie's Angels movies, and I haven't got them. I had one or two of them, well, both of them, I don't know, but I haven't got them anymore. The humors, and even when females are funny in movies, or you specifically speak about like Scary Movie where women are in it, it's often dirty and perverse and everything else. Okay, you could say inferior sexism, as it were, but for me in general, women's humor, when this movie is supposed to have this kind of, I wouldn't say it's not dark humor, I wouldn't believe it's light-hearted humor, but maybe it worked because of its kind of light humor, but at the same time, but I'm not the only one saying this, there's a lot of people saying it. But again, I think even if you take away that joke element from it, and again, that's just my opinion, it's the fact that it's already got a premise of male cast members doing whatever they do in a movie, and I don't like the fact that they've changed that. And I will not be supporting this movie. I have no interest in this movie now. They've kind of killed the franchise. It's dead in the water before it's even kicked off. A lot of people are saying that. I mean, I'm worried, well, I'm not saying I'm worried, but you know how it normally happens, a bunch of I'll be honest with you, neutral people, just people that just go and see movies, they're not fans of anything, specifically, they're going to see the movie, they make so much money, an X amount of money in the first weekend, it'll be deemed a success, and then they fucking roll with it, you know what I mean, because casuals go and see it. I mean, whatever, look, your choice, consumer choice, customer choice, whatever you want to call it, by all means, have at it. But for me, personally, I will not be, I have no interest in this movie. Well, that's about it for this week's gaming movie news. I know it's a few days late. I did drop the ball on that. I was busy making my Superman. There wasn't much news, and then all of a sudden all this news crept out the past 1 or 2 days, and I had to get my shit together and what have you. But yeah, if you like this video, please share, like, comment, and subscribe. Visit me on Twitter. I'll put the link in the description below. I have a new Facebook group as well, to get my thoughts and opinions, where I'll be posting only my content, so I'll put the link, as I said, in the description below. Question of the day. This is always fun, and always I do like doing these, and I wish people would comment more so in the comment section below on YouTube. It helps me out a lot, and starts the debate. So for this one, sticking with Ghostbusters being the most controversial this week, will you be supporting this movie? Are you interested in this movie? Do you give a shit about it? Or, are you just like, you Bill Murray's like me, pretty much not going to have, sticking by him kind of thing, where you just like, fuck it, and abandoning this franchise? Or, are you happy to go see it? Are you happy they've got this twist on it? Do you give a shit, do you care enough to go see it? Are you willing to go out there and, support a movie in his so-called gimmick? At least that's my opinion. Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Join me next time on the SDA 100 gaming channel. Thanks for watching.